Variations for basic West Coast swing.
What's up, everybody? It's Benji Blue Shoes here with
Miss Megan.
It is just Megan and I in the studio again tonight. So we have our computer set up over here in the corner. Please type in your questions as we go, so that way I can check them while Megan goes over footwork and we can answer questions throughout the class. Ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, being all country, apparently.
Hey, you know what happens when you're home alone all day?
Anyway.
So, we are doing variations tonight off of an inside turn. So going over our inside turn first, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Go over the leader's footwork first. Our footwork is the same as a left side pass if you are familiar with that. So we're going to step back on an angle a little bit to start getting out of the slot. We're going to go together for 2. We're going to triple 3 and step forward on 4 and then triple 5 and 6. From here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 5 and 6. We'll cover the lead in just a second.
Hello. All right, so followers, our footwork, we're just going to do a basic inside turn. You're going to start with your right foot. You're going to walk. Now you're going to start to turn. You're going to turn, 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 and then anchor step. So if we did that again, we have 1, 2, turning, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So let's do that one last time. 1, 2, turn, 3 and 4, 5 and 6.
To go through the lead for this, leaders, we are going to prep our follow on 1, 2. So this left hand is going to come towards us just a little bit on 1. It's going to go away from us on 2. That allows our follows to get their left side over their left foot. So they're now ready to turn. From here, we're going to take the hand up and over. We go 3 and 4, connect on our 4, and we anchor 5 and 6. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 5 and 6. All right, we're going to leave that there. We're going to move on from that, cover the basic pretty quick there. We are now going to take this and we're going to do a couple of different things where the follow lands forward on their 4. The first one's going to be a fold to a triple out and anchor. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Let's cover the followers part first.
Okay. All right, so followers, your footwork is going to be slightly different because you're going to land forward instead of back for this turn. So we have 1, 2. This turn is the same except for landing forward. So we have 1, 2. This is 3 and forward for 4. Let's do that much one more time. We have 1, 2, 3 and forward 4, and we're just going to anchor back around, kind of like our sugar tuck, for 5 and 6. So let's do that on this side. We have 1, 2, 3 and forward 4, anchor around 5 and 6.
All right.
There you go, Benji.
Leaders, our footwork is primarily the same. The only difference is we're going to fish our 4 a little bit, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. So we have 1, 2, 3 and. This 4, because we are taking our followers into a hammerlock position, we are going to have to feed this forward just a little bit, and that is going to change just a little bit on each time you lead the move, depending on how far the follow rotates, okay? So watch this real quick. If we do it from this side, we have 1, 2, 3, and I have to take my 4, depending on how big of a step Megan takes. If Megan takes a small step on that, then I get to take a small step as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm matching her step. If we come back and do that again and Megan takes a big step, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have to follow her because we're connected here, okay? Now, the lead for this, the prep for 1, 2 is still the same. So we're still going towards us, away. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to think about our own hand, not the follows. We are going to take our palm, and as we lead this turn back towards us, we're going to put our palm to the floor. That's all we're going to do. Megan's going to keep rotating through, and her arm will naturally fold where it needs to go.
My arm really needs to go where my mic is, but you know.
Mics make things difficult. So, leaders, we rotate our hand to the floor, put our palm to the floor, and then just let our followers rotate into that connection, okay? If you try to, as a leader, I'm just going to put you here for a second. If you try to stuff this hand where it goes, it's not going to work, okay? You're going to end up here, and you're going to hurt your follow. Follows, if you try to stick your hand there, same thing's going to happen. You're going to end up hurt, okay? So leaders, we put our palm to the floor, and follows, you just let your arm naturally go to the small of your back. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then leaders, we just anchor it out, 5 and 6. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. All right.
Followers, when you're doing this move, or when you're being led in this move, make sure that you are not fighting your leader in that turn of the arm, because that is when you're going to have a little bit more trouble and maybe some injuries off of that. What the leader's doing here by turning your arm down, that should not hurt you whatsoever, as long as you go with it.
Yes. We don't have any questions.
No questions.
So we're going to move on.
We love questions, though.
We
so
do.
Get
Type
those
them
ready.
in there. So we're going to move on, and we're going to take this, and instead of anchoring, we're going to do a sweep. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. One more time from the other side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. All right. Cover the followers footwork first.
Sure. All right. So, followers, we are now going to get rid of our anchor step, meaning get rid of all the steps in it, and we're just going to sweep. So we have 1, 2, 3, and forward 4. If I want to sweep, first of all, the leader is not able to actually just lead this. It is a choice whether I do it as the follower or the leader is doing it as their choice as well. So when I step into this, if I want to do a sweep, I'm going to maybe bend my knee a little bit more so that I can be over my right foot to sweep my foot around and then anchor it back. Okay? So from the same side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm a little bit forward so I can sweep around 5 and back for 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 around 5 and 6. I cannot stress enough that once this comes around, it has to go back for your anchor.
Leaders, for us, up to 4 is the exact same. So we have 1, 2, 3, and. On count 4, while we still want to feed our side with our follow to make sure we're stepping with them, we can actually under-rotate or open up our right side a little bit to allow ourselves to have more of a sweep whenever we do this. So from here, if we give our left side to our follow, have our right side open, then we can sweep around 5, 6. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Okay? There's nothing wrong with not having the right side open. It just won't look as big. But it's perfectly fine until you get comfortable to do something like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Perfectly fine. And then as you get more comfortable with this, you can feed that left side more. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now, leaders, a little bit of an advanced tip, throw this one out there on Megan. We can actually use this move and this sweep to set up our next pattern if we want. So we can go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Notice how Megan followed that? And then we can take this very easily into a reverse whip or something.
Surprises!
Just throwing that out there, okay? You don't have to stop back in the anchor. It's very important to get comfortable with stopping that anchor, but a little extra thing to play with if you want.
On that note, though, if we did do that over rotation into the front, well, I'm going to call this a front anchor, notice that we are still connecting away from each other.
Yes, that's a very good point. So I am not, if we do this one more time, I'm going to do it wrong. I am not allowing myself to go towards Megan.
Oh, hi.
Exactly.
Makes my job harder.
So one of two things is going to happen. Either she's going to stay still because she's not as good at connecting and you're going to run into her, or she's really good at connecting and you're going to go towards her and she's going to fall over backwards. Neither of those are good things to do.
No, not at all. Like I mentioned earlier, though, the lead actually cannot lead the sweep on through their lead. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
I have no control over whether or not you sweep.
There you go. All right, so if I choose to do the sweep, maybe the leader doesn't know that's a possibility, so I sweep and kick the backdrop over, apparently.
Try that one more time.
But anyway, I can sweep on my own, and the leader doesn't necessarily have to, or vice versa. The leader can sweep, and I can anchor. This usually happens as a follower for me. Sometimes if I am with a leader that is not necessarily as experienced, I will always do the fold first. If they happen to do a sweep, I will go, got it, next time, and inevitably they will lead it again. So I will sweep then.
Moves.
So you can always go, oh yeah, that's out there too. So just keep an eye on, like, as a follower, oh hey, that's a possibility, and they do know it. Okay, cool.
Yep. And it's a very good point from the leader's perspective. Do not try and lead the sweep. You're just going to end up hurting somebody. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are connected here, but I am not going sweep.
Whee.
Okay? I'm not pulling. I'm not doing anything to try and make Megan sweep. I am doing my own sweep, and what she does is up to her. All right. I'm going to check for questions real quick.
Okay.
Nothing on YouTube. Come on, YouTube.
We want questions. We like answering questions.
It's true. I nerd out over questions. Nothing on Facebook either.
Okay, well,
Right,
we'll move on.
The next thing we're going to do is get back in the frame. From here, we are going to change our timing a little bit. We're going to go into something that is more whip timing, but it still starts with an inside turn for the follow. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do that from the other side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's cover the leader's footwork first, then the follows, and then how to lead it. From the leader's footwork perspective, the first up to 3 and is the same for us as it is for an inside turn. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and. From here, we're going to step across the slot for 4. So your partner is going to be here. Then from there, we're going to step forward for 5, rotating towards our partner, step forward for 6, and then anchor 7 and 8. From the other side, we have, oh, that's this side, isn't it? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, stepping across the slot. We walk around for 5, 6, anchor 7, and 8. All right, let's do that one more time from this side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, walk 5, walk 6, anchor 7, and 8.
All right. So followers, we're still going to use that inside turn. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to feel a stop in connection here, and they're going to walk us back 5, 6, anchoring 7, and 8. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, walk back 5, 6, 7, and 8.
To lead this, again, our lead for 1, 2 is the same. We're not going to take the hand up and over the follow's head this time, though. We're going to take the hand straight to their shoulder. So we have 1, 2. You are now aiming for the shoulder that you were connected to, okay? I'm connected to this hand. I'm aiming for this shoulder. I can't get this one. It's not going to work. So we're going to spin our partner in 3 and 4. Notice how I'm across the slot with my left foot, and I have my left hand on Megan's shoulder. From here, we've already stopped our follow, so we don't have to pull her. We don't have to do any sort of lawnmower action, none of that craziness, okay?
Just a gentle lead.
Yep. You're just going to slightly retract the elbow as you walk around for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Watch all of that once without stopping. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, for those of you who are observant, you may have noticed I keep contact with Megan down her arm the entire time so she knows where I am. We do not want to go 1, 2, this is bad, 4, bye, and then come back and go, hey! We don't want to do that. That's bad news bears. So we're going to keep contact as we're coming down from this spot. We're going to keep contact with this arm, 5, 6, 7, and 8. From the other side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. We had a question.
Yes. I didn't know when we wanted to bring that up.
I think we're good to go to questions on this one.
Yes. That question is actually for the move that you kind of inserted.
You're welcome.
So the anchor in front was the question. So I don't know. Do you want to talk about it?
So the question was, from here, if the leader does the sweep and the follow doesn't, can the leader still over-rotate and go into the reverse whip? And the answer is yes. We 100% can. Why? The reason why is because anything that I do over here, we've talked about this in a lot of videos, anything I do over here doesn't impact my follow in any way. So I can do whatever I want and she can just anchor it out. So one more time. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 onto whatever's next. All right, let's go and see if there's any other questions.
Okay. Ben does have variation for you leaders too, so that's coming up. Do we have questions?
Dave, it's not on a pedestal, it's just on a Kleenex box. It's okay.
It's because Ben's really tall, and where I might be able to see it very well, he still has to bend over a lot to get to the computer.
So staying on that reverse whip, the question is, what is the timing for the reverse whip? We're actually going to keep our same timing. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. From here, all that this is doing is allowing me to dance more into my next pattern. So from here, I still go 1, 2.
Ooh.
Okay? If I had gone 5 and 6, I would still go 1, 2, and lead her through the pattern. So nothing changes from the reverse whip. All that happens is, sorry, I'm going to drag you over here.
No worries.
All that happens for us as a leader is that we've put ourselves in a position where we can now dance our next pattern a little more. Go ahead. I was going to say, instead of, so that allows your patterns to flow and connect a little bit, instead of 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2. It's just a way to make it connect a little bit more.
Just to go over the timing for the reverse whip, just in case you needed that just by itself, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So basic whip timing.
Yes. For leaders, nothing changes for us. We just turn the follow over their left shoulder instead of over their right. That's why it's reversed. You're turning in the other direction.
Yep.
Yes, Mike. So you would start with the reverse whip, 1, 2, leading her down the slot like normal. Alfred, we will go over, I'm not sure which turn you were asking about the name of, or which move. We will cover all the moves with their names at the end of the video. So that way I can make sure I hit all of them for you.
All right, moving on to your variation.
Yes, so this is a variation off of the variation.
Hey.
So we're going to turn the follow in. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this time, instead of letting go up here and instead of turning with my follow, I'm going to pass her behind my back for 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, let's do that from the other side real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Talk about the leaders for a second, because nothing changes for the follows.
Nope, not at all.
Leaders,
Kinda nice.
Up to 4 is the exact same for us. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We still catch on the shoulder. What's going to happen? We're going to step forward and a little bit on a diagonal for 5. We're going to step together for 6. While that happens, this left hand is going to feed behind our back, and we're going to switch the hand to our right hand. So we'll end up in a right-to-right hand hold at the end of this. 6, and then we anchor 7 and 8. From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Walk 5, walk 6, and a 7 and 8. All right? Watch that from this side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Walk 5, walk 6, anchor 7 and 8. We end up back in this right to right, and I'm just on a reverse whip kick tonight. You just really take this into another reverse whip. Why not?
It's a good move.
From the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Walk 5, walk 6, and a 7 and 8. Again, notice this time I don't let go of Megan's hand. I am switching that hand behind my back, so I don't want to let go of it. If I do let go of it, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's probably not going to be good. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we got it! Hey!
We can follow.
Follows help your leads out. It's a good thing. It makes
See a hand, try and connect to it, I guess.
Yes.
It was the shoulder catch move.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Anything else on that move?
Actually, just a little tip. So again, my thing is get connected. I have a shirt that says it. I will wear it soon. And it's for sale on our site. Or on, not our site, but on YouTube. But staying connected is very important. Even when we are in this position right here, I am still connected away. Notice Ben has put my arm up here. It's kind of diagonal across my, it's not straight back is what I'm trying to say. So it's very comfortable. Followers, we have a tendency to put our own arms in weird positions, not necessarily always the leader's fault. So when you are connecting away there, just make sure that you're not taking your arm straight back. I'm kind of off to an angle, but I am still connected forward into this connection.
Yes, it's actually a really good point for the leaders. We are aiming to get the heel of our palm onto our follower's shoulder, okay? So as we're going up, you don't want to try and get your fingertips there because that is going to do exactly what Megan was talking about. We want to have the heel of our palm up on the front part of her shoulder. As long as you're holding on to the hand, you're safe.
You'll notice that Ben actually let go too sometimes and just grab the shoulder. As long as I'm already on the path there, you can let go and attach to the shoulder.
And even whenever I do that, I'm still feeling for the shoulder because I'm letting go with this. It's easier for me to have the heel of my palm connect. Then I know where she is. I'm safe. I can curl the fingers over and nothing bad's going to happen. If there's a big height difference and you lead with the fingers and you don't lead with the palm, well, things happen and, it's just not appropriate for the social dance floor. So it's safer to fish for the back and then curl the fingers over top the shoulder. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What would you call this move? I would call it an inside turn with a shoulder catch.
Yeah.
But it's West Coast swing. You have 3 real moves, push, pass, and whips. And outside of that, it's all made up.
So technically, this is a pass.
Yeah, technically, it's a pass where we stop our follow, redirect them, and then we anchor on the other side.
But it's an inside turn with a shoulder catch.
All right, check for a couple more questions. Dave, I need to know if I sound like a good chipmunk as well. You always talk about Brian.
Wasn't it? Okay.
For the shoulder lead, how to make sure the follower is going backwards straight and not to turn her. Ooh.
I didn't hear the question, sorry.
So the question is, for the followers, whenever we catch the shoulder, how do they know that they're going back and they are not going to turn?
So, 2 parts in this. I need your hand. 2 parts in this. Leaders, you are going to direct your follower straight back down the path. That's going to be very important.
Yes. I would start with doing the turn where you turn towards your follow first, so that way you can get used to that lead.
Then followers, without a lead in either direction this way, we know we're not turning. If this is going straight back, that is the direction we're going until told otherwise.
Yes. So leaders, very rarely and from very specific positions will we ever lead a turn from the shoulder. So if you don't lead the turn from the shoulder ever, then the followers probably won't confuse it.
Also, I will say, once the follower knows this move exists, they will probably have an idea of you not wanting. Was that a question from the leader or follower?
Yeah.
Okay. Once the follower knows this is a move that is possible, they will probably know to just go straight back. If you do want them to turn, you are going to have to lead them in the turn.
Correct. So again, leaders, make sure that this hand, we're just going to retract the elbow straight to our side, whoop, and then that is what allows us to lead the follower straight back.
All right, go over all our moves.
I want to make sure there's no other questions, because there was one that I saw, but I don't remember it. What is the count for the, okay, we're good on that one. Brian once talked about the basic handhold he uses. Can we briefly talk about that?
Like the basic handhold?
Yes. So for...
Let's get closer.
Get too much closer, you won't be able to see my head.
You don't need to, it's the hands.
So, do you want to describe this one? Or do you want me to? I can do it, it's fine.
You're good.
So the way that we connect here is we very much think about taking our hand and then we're going to fold across our knuckles, whoop, and that's going to allow us to click into a connection here.
Followers, you can either connect with at the crease of your fingers to your palm, or I like to connect at my, I don't know what you call it, the second joint?
Yeah,
At
totally.
my second joint,
The
and
middle
mainly with my two middle fingers is where I connect. Brian also talks about a pistol grip, which is older, I think, in West Coast swing history, or really just a preference. I'm pretty sure Ben doesn't do that.
Yeah, well, I don't do that, so a couple of different things. For us as leaders, we want to connect with our middle finger and our ring finger as well. I have all of my fingers in because I have really long hands, and I have a bad habit of doing this. Whenever I first started dancing, I danced all my patterns like this. I was like, yeah, I got this. And so I was always like this for everything. And then whenever you're like this and you forget to bring your fingers in, you hit your follow in the head.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So for me personally, I keep my fingers in. I don't do a pistol grip on the side of the hand, if we come back over here. I don't do a pistol grip on the side of the hand. I don't squeeze with the pointer finger though. I just kind of let it be relaxed under my follow's hand.
Very much a ballet pose of the hand.
It is. Look at that, go me. All right, so as far as basic grip goes, that's more or less where we would want to stay. Again, you want the thumb to stay down. You don't want to be thumbs upping people with your connected hand. Yeah, no hiking thumbs as we're going through our patterns. All right, going to check one more time for questions.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm being told about how we sound at 2 times hand. Okay, we're good. Two times sound, not 2 times hand.
Okay, so we started with?
We started with just a basic inside turn. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. From the other side, we have a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 5, and 6. We took that and we took it into a fold with an anchor step for both of us. 1, 2, we fold the hand, and a 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 5, and 6. From there, we did a sweep. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 5, and 6. From here, we took our inside turn and we stopped the follower on 4 with a shoulder catch. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4, walk 5, walk 6, and a 7, and 8. And then from there, if we do that from the other side real quick, we have a 1, 2, 3 and 4, walk 5, walk 6 and 7 and 8. I have a question for you, and we're going to go over a second because I have a question on that. From the other one, though, we switch the hand behind the back. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. That's what happens when you let go of the hand. You run into your follow. From the other side, we have a 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 5, 6, 7 and 8. How do you know the timing coming back? What timing I'm wanting to do? Because a basic timing would be an anchor or a triple step. So how do you know the timing that I want to do as the leader after the shoulder catch?
Based on the urgency of your lead back.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4. If this is slowly leading me back, I'm going to walk, walk. If it has a little more urgency, then I will probably triple.
Perfect. All right.
So that is our class for tonight. Variations for basic West Coast swing. If you head on over to westcoastswingonline.com and put your email in, you can get our move of the week, which is really fun. I think it's like maybe every other week, not on a week. Anyway, and we also have some other really cool stuff. We have a free membership that has about 50 free videos in all sorts of different dances. So head on over there and we'll see you hopefully on a dance floor soon. I'm going to stand here.